How to obtain a social security number. A social security number is essential in the United States. You usually need it to obtain a driver's license, to register for health insurance, and for many other purposes. If you are not a U.S. citizen or green card holder, you have to meet certain requirements to obtain this social security number. In general, you have to be able to show that you're authorized to work in the United States. Let's assume you have a work visa. Let's say you have an L1 visa. You obtained it from the U.S. consulate. You entered the United States. On the airplane, you filled out a white I-94 card, and it is now stapled into your passport. That will be sufficient for you to obtain a social security number. Same with the, let's say, H-1B visa, which you may have obtained through a U.S. consulate. You enter the United States, fill out the white I-94 card, and that will be sufficient proof that you're authorized to work in the United States. Now, to obtain a social security number for the first time, you have to go in person to the nearest office of the Social Security Administration. How do you find it? You have two options. You can call the number 1-800-772-1213. Once again, that is 1-800-772-1213. And the system will ask you for your zip code, the postal code, which you can put in with the buttons of the telephone, and it will tell you where the nearest office of the Social Security Administration is. You have the same option through the website of the Social Security Administration, which is www.ssa, like Social Security Administration, .gov, like government. So it's www.ssa.gov. Once again, there's a locator service. You can put in your zip code, and it will tell you where to go and where to apply for the Social Security number in person. Now, there's a form that you have to fill out. It is the so-called SS5. It is a very simple form. You don't necessarily have to fill it out before you go to the Social Security Administration, because most likely you will have to wait, and they have copies of the form there. It will only take you a few minutes to fill out that form. So, first time you apply for the Social Security number, go in person, go to the nearest office of the Social Security Administration. You have to bring proof that you're authorized to work in the United States if you're on a visa in the United States. So an L1 visa, H1B visa, E2 visa will be sufficient. You have to prove that you're legally in the United States, and you do this with the white I-94 form that is stapled into your passport. There are certain problems with the Social Security number. The first problem is the delay. When you apply as a foreigner for a Social Security number, you have to plan about 6 weeks to obtain this number. The reason is that the Social Security Administration forwards your information to the Immigration Service, to the USCIS, to verify that you're authorized to work. And this additional check does take time. So calculate about 6 weeks till you can be on the payroll of your employer in the United States. Now, I mentioned the E2 visa before. If you remember, the E2 visa can be issued by a U.S. consulate directly. That is, the Immigration Service doesn't really have a record that this E2 visa has been approved for you, and it means that the Immigration Service does not know that you are authorized to work. So if you do have an E2 visa, please be prepared for additional delays, because the Immigration Service might notify the Social Security Administration that they couldn't find any work visa for you, and you might have to prove to the Social Security Administration that you are really authorized to work and provide additional information. If you need additional information on how to obtain a Social Security number, well, you will probably find all of your questions answered on the website of the Social Security Administration, or talk to your immigration attorney.